Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Scott, and I'm coming to you from the kitchen counter. If you are watching this program in your sweatpants or Spider-Man pajamas, I urge you to turn off your television set now and go and change. We're going uptown, and we're putting on the Ritz. Stay tuned.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Okay, enough of all that hoity-toity stuff. Go ahead and watch in your Spider-Man pajamas, bathrobe, sweatpants, or what have you. But we went and got elegant today. I even had to polish my nails before filming this one. Okay, enough with all the dramatics. Let's get right into it. But before we do, today's cup of coffee is brought to you by...
A cup of coffee, a sandwich, and you. A cozy corner, a table for two.
Okay, the Indiana Glass Company. That's a beautiful piece from the 1930s called Orange Blossom. Okay, fancy pantsy. Now, before I tell you what you see on the counter, I will tell you this. We are representing 4 countries here. We have American-made goods, English-made, Japanese-made, and Germany. Can you figure out which piece comes from which country? Okay, we'll start back here with this beautiful vegetable terrine. I don't really know. Now, I will say this. I know a little bit about depression glass, but I am supremely ignorant when it comes to flow blue, so feel free to correct me if I misrepresent anything, because I've done a little bit of research and I know a little bit from over the years, but I'm certainly no expert. So whether it's a soup terrine or a vegetable terrine, I'll let you decide. I think it's vegetable because of its oval shape. And this is made by the Grinley, W-H or H-W Grinley Company. In England, it's the Minerva pattern. And it is flow blue. It's a very soft flow blue. the condition on this is absolutely unbelievable. No staining, no crazing, no chips or cracks on the lid or the tureen. I guess I will let you see the mark on the bottom. The English always do such a good job, and there it is. Oh, come on now. Okay, it's the Minerva pattern, and it's already difficult enough to read anything in Flow Blue because it's already blurry. You don't have to worry about adjusting your progressive lenses. W.H. Grindley, England, the Minerva pattern. Wow, it's an elegant pattern. What does it date to? I'm not sure, but it really could be even into the 1930s and 40s, or 10, 15, 20 years earlier than that. Anybody know for sure? You can let me know. Here's some wonderful Flow Blue cups and saucers. Oh, by the way, let me say, and just let me say this, that this thing is going to be shipped in a box that measures 20 by 16 by 12. And I know everybody out in California and Texas, and I can't do anything about it. I wish I could. You're going to say, oh my goodness, are you crazy? Well, remember, I don't create the shipping cost. I just put in the weight of the box and the dimensions, and the eBay calculator is going to figure out what to charge you based on where you live. And remember, I don't charge anything extra for packing or shipping materials, and it will be insured. I ship well over 1,000 packages a year, and I have maybe 1 or 2 breakages a year, so I really know how to pack. I will toot my own horn in the packing division. So I know what it takes to ship this safely, and I cannot get it in any smaller of a box and have it arrive safely wherever it's going. So I realize, based on where you live, it may prohibit you from bidding on something, but you can certainly enjoy looking at it here. It really is beautiful. I like the pattern a lot. The teacups and saucers here are also all Flow Blue, and I have them listed separately. This is, well, they're all English, and if you're interested, of course, you could go and see the detailed listings and photographs. So it's... The camera's not out of focus. That's the way Flow Blue looks. There are some chips on the back of this particular saucer. But I think that cup is in excellent condition. And then here's another example here. Okay. And then I've got four odd saucers. These two are scalloped, and they have silver or gold edges. And then these two do not. So again, please feel free to look at the detailed photographs and descriptions on the auction site. It's the Old Curiosity Shop, and the link is listed in the description box below. So these are the pieces made in England over here. And from what I understand, the Japanese had mastered the blue and white porcelain many years before the English, and the English attempted it and attempted it and attempted it. And from what I read, either the Flow Blue was an accident or done on purpose. I think it sounds charming to think of it as an accident. And it just caught on and was very popular. And still very popular with many collectors. You only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. There are 8, but the 8th one is upstairs, and I forgot to bring it downstairs to put it. But there is a set of 8 of these little cordials. They're beautifully etched lead crystal. Listen to that wonderful ring. And they're tiny. And again, as I said, I don't know who made them, but they're certainly sometime in the 1930s, 40s, as late as the 50s. You could be just like Miss Marple and have your sherry with the vicar in a tiny little cordial like that. Now back there is a wonderful Wilcox aesthetic era teapot made in Connecticut. And the aesthetic movement, we talked about it before. Anytime, well, almost anytime you see birds flying around in a bunch of weeds, pretty much looking at the aesthetic period. Now that's a really loose characteristic. So flowers and birds and animals and Asian motifs and things in the aesthetic design movement. The late 1860s into the 1880s, this probably dates to, well, I can tell by the mark on the bottom, which you'll see there, that this piece is going to be at 1870s to early 1880s, and we certainly know that from the design of it as well. Look at the hooves. This thing looked like it's going to just jump up and run across the table. Little hooved feet, and the little separators there to keep the heat from going up the handle. Now, someone polished this thing within an inch of its life, so the silver plate is pretty much gone, and you just have this old gray patina on it, which is really pretty. Now, I'm not sure if you see this or not, but I just happened to notice this near the top. And I'm wondering if this might have been made for an Episcopal church. It looks like the Christian cross right there, and isn't that shape the either the shape of the papal hats? No, I know it's not hats, so I'm showing that I'm a Methodist. What do I know? But just something feels not liturgical. What's the word I'm looking for? That church religious inspired? I really don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me. I'm trying to zoom in on it so you can really see it, but I just don't know. Alright, so even without the silver on it, I think it's a pot that's probably worth about 30 bucks or so. Made by the Heisey company. Wonderful Heisey glass, and just look how that beautiful glass sparkles. The Puritan colonial pattern, I think, was introduced around 1904, and they produced it into the late 30s. So, a nice long run for that pattern, and in excellent condition with no chips or cracks, no roughness at all. Boy, can you tell the Heisey quality in glass. You study it, you hold a few pieces in your hands, and you just know it when you see it. Beautiful Heisey pitcher there to serve ice water in style. And now the Japanese over here are giving us some wonderful blue willow. I have 4 plates which I'm selling together, little dessert plates or bread and butter plates. And they're just marked Japan on the bottom. So these are going to date to probably the 1930s. Here's a teacup and saucer also in the blue willow pattern, which is simply marked Japan on the bottom. And these are all in really excellent condition. A while ago, I thrifted these 4 Buffalo restaurant ware divided blue willow dinner plates. That was a mouthful. And there's a nice generous size, as you can see, and blue willow divided. There's the Buffalo China mark on the back, upside down. And restaurant ware. I mean, these things weigh over a pound. That's almost 2 pounds per plate. I'm certain of it. They are chip-free. Their condition is excellent. You don't see restaurant ware marks on it. And typically, you'll see roughness on the raised, divided section here where these things get stacked on top of each other. Nothing like that here. Really nice condition. And back here we have 2 mini candelabras. Now these are made by the Westmoreland Glass Company. And I don't have a Westmoreland glass book, but I know at least one of my subscribers is a big candlestick collector, so he'll be able to tell me. But they are Westmoreland. Whether they were manufactured as toys or not, I really don't know. But this is early in the production because right on the top it says patent applied for. Do you see that? Now that would disappear once the patent is issued. So this is early in the run for those of you who may be interested in. And these tiny things are about 4 inches tall. Really cute. for a small tea table. I'm going to let you have these candles. I'm going to throw them in. They are a little warped, a little cattywampus, as my father would say, but you're going to get those candles anyway if you buy the candlesticks. And then from Deutschland, a wonderful tea container, probably from the 1930s. These were issued in sets. You've all seen them before. There could be 5, 10 canisters from oats, barley, flour, sugar, you name it. And this is in excellent condition. I think it matches beautifully with the other blue willow pieces and flow blue as well. And I'll let you see made in Germany, and then we see the, let's see, Baden, okay, and then there's a number on there. The Germans put numbers on everything that they manufactured. Almost everything. Alright, so let me back up and let you see it all. Remember, there are 8 of these. I just have one in another room. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this elegant edition of the Old Curiosity Shop. If you see anything you like, the link to the store is in the description box below. Now, I've got to get packing last night's sales and then get myself back out there and do some more thrifting before this tropical storm pelts us here on the East Coast with wind and rain. I hope you're well wherever you are. This is Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching. And so long for now.